So my next spiritual experience, and there's a lot, right? From this point on, there's a lot that happens. There's a lot of growing. There's a lot of teaching back and forth. But so I'm sure I'll end up mentioning different things in my tarot. But the next one that pops up to me is that so God, when I had started talking to Mary, got Mary, Mary offered me a job, okay, and I'm sitting here in my shed right now. I haven't even produced any of these videos, so I don't even have a view to talk about. But God offered me a job, and it's right here. I have no idea where it'll go to, but God offered me this job. And so I, like any rational person, hopefully, I asked God, I said, why'd you pick me? You know, why me of all people, you know, like, whatnot. I've been good, but I've been bad. And I don't know that my good outweighs my bad, but I sure hope it does. I can't do anything to take away any of my bad, but I hope I can inspire enough good that it makes a change, you know. Why did you pick me, you know? And I already went over this earlier, but God explained to me that I never had a family and that I created something where nothing had existed. And so now we get to that, I created something where nothing existed part. And God explained to me that I had no family and that I had never experienced love from my family. That was true. I come to understand that. But that I had created a family where a family didn't exist. That I had gotten a family. And somehow, in my thought processes of not seeing the bad in people and always seeing the good in life and always looking for something to smile about and something to be happy about, I had a family. They never did. They never did. Not one time. They hated me. And that's fine. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm raised now. Right? But I had a family. And I loved them both. I loved them both dearly. To my heart extent. I did. Okay? I do. A little messed up, but I do. You know? But when I let go and when I forgave them, you know, that was, you know, I do plan on being spiritual, and I have thought that there is a spot for prayer, or there will be a spot for prayer in my channel. But y'all do me a favor, man. Y'all pray something with me real fast. I teach you how to let go, of things, how to get rid of that pain, man. And it's so simple, it's so small. It's just a little prayer. If you pray with me real fast, we ain't gotta pray in anybody's name. We just say it out loud. To all that I have harmed, to all that I have done wrong to, and to all that I feel guilty in any way, shape, or form, I ask for your forgiveness. And to all that have done wrong to me, and to all that should feel guilty or shame for what they've done to me, I give you my forgiveness. Amen. So, God explained to me that I had experienced a family where they have been trying to kill me. They've been molesting me and doing me wrong. And I had been trying to see the positive side, and I had been trying to think that this is, for the longest time, I thought that's what was normal. I'm 36 years old now, and I just now realized I'm not normal. I'm done trying to be, you know. It took me that long to realize that what I have is not a normal childhood, and who I am is not a normal person. But that's fine. It gave me the perspective that I have, so I can share these things with you. But God told me I had created something where nothing else, where a family hadn't existed. And that's when I come to realize my power. You see, in both cases, in both my father and my mother, I put them both up on a pedestal. I respected them. I loved them. I'm sure somehow something wasn't right. That's the word I'm looking for, dysfunctional. I'm sure my love was dysfunctional. But they had it, and I put them up on that pedestal. And that's what you're supposed to do. And when I let my daddy's ashes go, I cried, and that's what you're supposed to do. And I had that experience of family and letting go of my hero, you know. And then I found out what had happened. And I'm here to tell you today, brothers and sisters, that God, I hope you can't relate, but if you do, you are stronger. I am stronger. Do you get me? I did what I was supposed to do, right? You did what you were supposed to do, okay? They didn't get none of that. That was all you. That was all me, okay? And God sees that and it's beautiful. Alright, so now I'm gonna hit y'all with my business plan, right? So, I mean every bit of what I'm saying. I'm technologically illiterate, so I don't know if there possesses a way for a account, and of course I'll be expressing that to my bank and to PayPal. That's the only people I'll take any information from, but I don't know if there possesses a way for an account to be viewable to the populace without being touchable. I don't know, so I had to figure that out. But this is what I'm promising, this is what I'm planning, this is where the goal is, okay? So I have lots of things I want to do. We're going to name off 2 of them in this business plan, and we're going to start ourselves a model for how we can change the world, just with me being on this simple YouTube channel and you hitting the donate button. All I'm asking for is $1. Hear what your dollar gonna do real fast before you judge me. So when you give me $1, okay, so you're gonna hit that big red donate button. Here's what's going to happen. Now, I'm opening up a business account with PayPal so that I can accept all forms of payment. That way I don't have to just have a PayPal to PayPal. You can, I assume, according to the way that I understand it, you can pay with anything you want to, Visa, MasterCard, your bank account, your debit, your whatever, okay? I chose to use PayPal. I understand there's something about some sort of percentages, whatever. I don't care. I want you to know that you are safe in opening up your wallet to me. And I want to make sure that's done through the most reputable that I know of, which is PayPal. Okay, I could be wrong, but it appears to be, when you say online banking or internet, I think the word PayPal. So there you go. So that red donate button is going to put, whatever you donate to me, all I'm asking you for is $1, but I'll make it so you can put more if you really want to, but Thank you. But what's gonna happen is that when you give me $1, okay, I want you to know what I'm gonna do with it. So it's gonna go to this PayPal account. Now, I'm sorry, okay, I understand I might be a little paranoid, that's fine, okay? I don't like the idea of my money just sitting on PayPal, okay? So what will happen from there is once you give me that dollar goes from PayPal to the checking account, which is always going to be empty because the second I put money in the checking account, I'm going to sort it this way, and I'm letting you know how I'm going to sort it. Okay, so we have checking. Okay, and then we're going to have savings. And over here, we have personal. I don't want to lie to you guys. I'm being straight up with you guys. This is how I plan on doing it. Okay. So, number one, when you donate me $1, it's gonna go to a PayPal account. Okay. That dollar, what'll happen is that right off the top, okay, while it's still in the PayPal account, I'm going to use 33% of that dollar right off the top to advertise my videos, my content, my everything. I'm going to use that 33% right off the top for that. That way I can get these videos pushed in other places other than just YouTube. That way I can move things forward here because I have a goal here. So, but 33% of that dollar is going to come right off the top, okay? Then, with the leftover amount, so the remaining 66%, okay, is going to come down here. Now, I'm not even going to write a figure because this is how my banking is going to go, so you guys know. When it goes into my checking account, okay, I'm going to put 66% of what's remaining that comes from my PayPal over here for taxes. Okay? I'm going to pay 66% of my taxes quarterly. Okay? Even if it overpays, I think you can gain interest that way. And if that's the case, that works too because it'll keep this ball rolling faster. Okay? But I'm gonna pay 66% to my taxes. It's gonna sit in a savings account until I pay quarterly every year. Okay, 33% of that is gonna go right over here, right? So, well, I guess it'd be, well, no, I'll leave 1% in the checking account. So 33% of that is gonna go of what comes from PayPal, right? So 66% is gonna go to my savings for taxes. 33% is going to go to my checking for my own personal living, okay? Now, I want to tell you what I'm planning on doing with my own personal living portion of this. That way all this will make a little sense to you, and maybe it make a little more sense to you as to why you want to give me that dollar on that PayPal, if you choose to, and if you're in the place to be able to, okay? And that's this right here. Okay. So that 33% that I set in my checking, of course, you know, I have to pay my bills and such as that. But if I get enough money in there, if you can help support me, if you can help me make this my 9 to 5, okay, if you can, I'll dedicate myself to it. There might be a day or two lapse here coming soon because I've just hammered at this. I built this thing, and then I've been hammering and teaching myself all these things. I still haven't even figured out how to put these videos to YouTube, but I know that I'm getting the film taken care of, and then as soon as that's done, then I just got to set up the PayPal account, which I'm talking to you about now, and set up a figure out how I can even post these videos onto YouTube because I don't know that yet. But when you give me that dollar, and I put 33% to advertising initially, and 66% of that comes from my PayPal account to my checking account, right? And 66% of what comes to my checking account is going to go to my savings, and 33% is going to go to my my actual what I live off of, right? I leave that 1% in there for emergencies or in case we want to splurge on the on doing something for the channel or something like that. I don't know, okay? But what'll happen here is this right here is I'm gonna take that 33% and I'm gonna buy real estate. It's specifically, I don't know, because it doesn't make any sense for me to ask for your money, for me to just turn around and go throw it into a hole that's not going to be any good. With that being said, I think I would like to buy up low-income housing, because with the goal in it, I know I'm gonna say something here and you guys are gonna think it's stupid and you guys are gonna think it's too good to be true, but I actually have a plan for it. It could work if we work together. It's up to you. It's a button push. It requires you to give me $1. It's up to you, okay? But this is what I'm trying to work out with you real fast, okay? So I'm gonna start buying up real estate. I'm gonna start a real estate business, okay? Now, if you give me your $1, like I say, these things will go this way. This will be 33% goes, you know, like I said, I pay my bills first and all that stuff. And when I can afford it, I will invest in real estate. And I'll put videos on here. That way you guys can see that I'm doing the thing. I believe in holding myself accountable, so you guys will be able to see this. All the way from me starting here in the shed to the whatever this ends up being, okay? But what I would like to do is I would like to buy low-income housing, okay? And there's a reason for that, and it's not anything judgmental. It's not, okay? So, I want you to understand something, and I don't know that you will, but I'm going to try to give it to you, okay? So, when it comes to business, you can file what are known as losses, okay? And I want you to understand that real fast. So, you hit the $1, okay? 66 gets set back for taxes, and then whenever everything gets returned, that money will go right back into real estate for buying low-income housing is what I'm hoping for. But again, like I say, I'm not going to sink my money into a hole. I want to make wise choices, okay? But because I want to make these places where people can live at, okay? So, excuse me. So I would like to buy low-income housing, and what I would like to do is this right here. Now, it's my understanding that if you buy like a sixplex, this low-income housing, okay, then you're guaranteed you get the money because it's low-income housing and the state has something worked out. And I'm talking about giving you guys cushion on both ways on that, and this is how. So, you buy low-income housing, right? And let's say low-income housing promises you $1,000 a month, okay? Whereas they charge the tenant, let's say $650. Okay? This is we can end homelessness like this. Okay? I don't know how to display it on the internet. If there's a way for me to figure that out between PayPal and my banks, I will. Okay? That way I can hold myself accountable. That way you can look and you can see what's going on. Okay? But if you hit that $1 button right now, okay, this is what I'm planning on doing with it. Now I got to get me straight. Okay? I literally, this is it. This is what I'm doing right now. I'm devoting my heart and soul to this. This is I need to see where this goes, and I feel that God has called me to it, and that's where I'm at with it. And this is the last of the videos for me to produce. As soon as I get it all edited, I'm putting it out there. But it works like this. sorry, if you guys can donate me enough money, okay, then what ends up happening is this right here, is that the money will be handled as I explained, and I will buy low-income housing, okay. If they pay me $1,000 a month, okay, and I get so first I have to buy low-income housing. Second, I have to have enough low-income housing to make an impact, okay. But we'll get to that, and I'll figure out. At the very least, I'll just come up here to this whiteboard and I'll talk you through what we're at on things so I can hold myself accountable. I mean that. I'll do that. There's no reason why. I can literally, I'll treat you as if we are a relationship, right? And I will let you know, as far, when I say relationship, I mean business partnership, and I'll let you know what it is that I'm doing with our channel as far as where we're going with things, okay? But the plan here is this right here, is that of course I gotta fix me, but I buy this low income housing. I buy enough of it. If they pay $1,000 for the person to pay $650, the reason why I got those two put up on the board is this right here. If you guys donate me enough money, then what we can do is this. I want to make it, okay, this is a multi-impact statement. I want you to hear me real fast. Okay, so these are low-income housing, okay? I want to make it so that a person, anybody who qualifies for low-income housing, okay? Now, everybody always says, well, somebody has to foot the bill, and I want to foot the bill, okay? I'm sorry, flat broke. I need you to help me, okay? But I want to be that source that foots that bill, and I want to explain to you what I'm footing the bill of and what it is we can do with this if you help me, okay? So if you donate me enough money and I get enough low-income housing and I get enough of them, okay, then this is what can happen. I want to make it so that a person only pays rent once every quarter, okay? So that's once every 3 months, okay? A person would actually pay rent once every 3 months. Now, here's what I mean by that. So this is all things are double-edged, but this is a good thing, both sides, okay? So number one, when the state pays me $1,000, when the person's only given $650, the state is bumping me up $350 per person, okay, or per rental unit, okay? So if I make it so that a person only pays rent once every quarter, so once every 3 months, okay, then what ends up happening is that 2 of those months the state don't pay me $350. So now your taxes are more effective. That's one thing. But then the other thing is this right here. Now you, as the person renting, okay, you still have an obligation of $650, okay? So every month, you as the, I know I just said that you ain't paying rent but once quarterly, and now I'm saying you're paying rent every month, but you are paying rent every month, okay? You will not lay back, relax, none of that. No, you will have a job, okay? But we're gonna get you somewhere with your job, and we're gonna make this thing possible. Now, the only way to do this is there has to be money coming in to support this. But I want you to hear what I have to say real fast, okay? So, if a person is in charge of coming up with $650 every month for their rent because they qualify for low-income housing, okay? And I'm telling you that I am only charging them once every quarter. So I'm only taking that $650 once every 3 months. Then that allows for $1,300 every quarter, right? Now here's what I propose. I propose that if you can help me generate enough revenue to create this so that this $1,300 that this person would be paying to low-income housing now goes back into their pocket. Okay? Now, why would we do that and how would we do that? Let me explain. So this $1,300, before it goes back into their pocket, because it's going to go into their pocket. It is their money. But first, it's going to pay for two people, okay? I want every person who has to pay rent to have two people in their life. You know what that is? I want every person to have an accountant, right? And I want every person to have a therapist, right? Now, I know you're thinking to yourself, well, why on earth would I want an accountant or a therapist, or why would I sign up for having an accountant or a therapist? I just go rent somewhere else, and that's fine. You can still rent from me. You don't have to be part of my little game here. However, at the same time, what that equals out to is that if you choose not to be part of my little game, I'll take my $650 from you every month. Thank you kindly. Okay, but if you want to play along here, then this is how this works. That $1,300 will be able to pay for you an accountant and a therapist. Okay, so there are two people in the world that are guaranteed to give a damn about you because somebody's paying them money to do so. Okay, now $1,300 don't sound like a lot, but over a period of time it will be. Okay, but number two, if you have an accountant managing your money, they can make sure that they pay themselves and the therapist. Okay. Number three, if you're a person with a substance abuse addiction problem or some sort of a drinking problem or something like that, you know you have a tendency for benders or whatever, you're not going to be able to get a hold of that money from your accountant without your therapist's okay. Okay, so now you have an actual, real responsible $1,300 every quarter of the year, okay, that handled properly by an accountant and therapist will be used responsibly in your life. So if you have child support to pay back, if you have overdue taxes, if you have bills to pay, these two individuals are going to make sure that you pay them. So that way we have forward movement in your financial future. Do you understand? Okay? And so eventually, as you fix all these things in your problem, in your situation, this $1,300 gets set back and set back and set back, either A, for you to buy a home, B, for you to do something with your credit, or C, to move into a better place, whatever it is that you want to do. Eventually, I will have better homes that I buy as part of this, as this thing keeps on going. But what I need from you, my business plan, it all hinges on you. You got to hit that donate button. You got to give me at least $1. All right, it's $1, okay? That's what I'm going to do with it. 33% of it's going to go towards that, okay? I'll make my money off of, I won't make any money. That's kind of the point, is that I'll be making my money off of the donate button, off of the 33% where I told you to go, where it'll come from, right? So I'll live off of that. But my goal, okay, is to buy up as much housing as we can. That way we can get people off the streets. I want you to understand this does a couple of things, okay? So number one, if you get people off the streets, you know what you lower? You lower crime. That's right. When you don't have people on the street with nothing better to do than to have their hands in their pockets and walking down the road, right? Peeping stuff, contemplating, figuring out what they're going to do, you have less crime, okay? But they don't have a real reason to want to step outside of crime until you can give them a home. And you can't give them a home until you start solving things. And I think this is where it starts at, okay? I think that we can generate enough money to make it so that eventually no person has to be homeless. Now there are people out there that like to be alone, and there are people out there that have their own way of life, okay? And that's fine, okay? That, you know, but for the majority, we can make homelessness a past issue. Now I want to tell you something else we can do. If we get this going good enough, okay, because this can actually generate money over a period of time. It's just a slower clock. And I don't mind doing the slower clock if what we have going here is we're helping people, we're lifting people up, we're better in our community, and we're making things happen. And like I say, that what if for this holiday season, what if you had an accountant, and a therapist, that it helped you remember all the little things that you had brought into the therapist, that you talked about your girl, or you talked about your kids, or you talked about your dog, right? And so you got a person that actually gives a damn about you, listening to you, help you figure things out, right? But then you also got an accountant to make sure that you set back enough money. How would an extra $1,300 have helped you this holiday season, right? And what if you could provide that to the man who qualified, the man, woman, family that qualifies for low income housing? Okay, but you can, and it's right here in this. What I'll do with it, I'll like I say, when I make a move, I'll check in with it. I don't, you know what I mean? It went the second I go to buy a house, and I go to get some low income housing and whatnot, what I'm doing with it or whatever, I let you guys know. Okay, and I'll let you guys see what's happening with it, what's going on, and they'll know that it's as a result of Defy Yourself, the channel that we got right here. Okay, but it all hinges on you donating that dollar, and that's up to you. But that's what I'm doing with it. That's my business plan. I believe God called me this, like I say, so I already know. But nonetheless, though, thank you very much. And you guys have been a joy to host, even though I know y'all been talking to me. I've been talking to you. And y'all take care of yourself, all right? All right, later.